It's time to get out your tissue boxes and weep. Because we're going to look at another great movie in my series. This one is the 1984 movie Paris, Texas, by the great German director Wim Wenders, coming up next. Paris, Texas is a 1984 movie much beloved amongst moviegoers, movie lovers, cinephiles, period. It's a watchable movie, I think, for anybody, although it tends to be probably slower than the ordinary moviegoer would prefer. This is sort of a road trip movie about a drifter who walks out of Mexico into Texas in the 1980s. The drifter is Travis. He's played by the great actor Harry Dean Stanton, and he comes out of nowhere appearing ragged, sunburned, and disoriented. Well, his brother, played by Dean Stockwell, travels from Los Angeles to South Texas to pick him up. And Travis, for a while, doesn't talk. He's mute, he seems like an amnesiac, and he needs to get reoriented to civilization. Turns out Travis has been gone for 4 years from his family, and his brother wants to take him back to Los Angeles to reunite him with his son. Travis refuses to fly in a plane, so the two men drive in a car across the United States. That's the first third of the movie. The second third of the movie roughly takes place in Los Angeles, where Travis gets back into civilization, is reunited with his 7-year-old son, whom he hasn't seen, as I said, for 4 years. Now, there's a bunch of questions at this point in the plot, including, why did Travis leave his son behind? Where is Travis's wife, the kid's mother? Not even Travis's brother knows what happened. And so you're left kind of guessing what is going to happen in this plot and where this woman is who has left her son behind. Well, Travis wants to find her, and so he eventually takes the kid to find the woman. That's enough spoilers and enough for you to go on so that you can watch this movie with tons of enjoyment and heartache. This movie has one of the more powerful final hours I think I've ever seen in movies, and it's magically, wonderfully shot by Wim Wenders. He's a German, and yet he's nailed probably half of all great country western songs, bluegrass songs about love, loss, and heartache. Somehow he's able to channel them and sort of get them all into this movie in a unique and very interesting way. I find that I can guess most plots way ahead of time because I have enough experience with a lot of plots across the centuries. But this one, written by the great playwright and actor Sam Shepard, I couldn't guess very easily. And so I was legitimately surprised in the end by what happens in the last hour. So I'm saying to some of you, if you find yourself bored perhaps by the first 90 minutes of this movie, wait for the last hour of it. And I really love movies that generate complex emotions that I do not have words or names for. The movie overall, once I left it, gave me feelings I almost have never experienced, maybe never have. And though I feel like a lot of American country songs are cliched, this movie made a lot of them, and the sentiments in them, seem genuine and real. I think this movie centers not just on Travis, the drifter who's trying to get back into society and reestablish his relationship with his son, but also on the child. He's a 7-year-old who's been adopted by his aunt and uncle, and he calls them mom and dad. All of a sudden, here comes a 55-year-old man into his life who is his father. He's got a lot of strange adults in his life. He wants to be a normal kid. He plays with Star Wars toys, and yet all these adults have very serious problems. What's a kid to do in this world? And although there's some great actors in this movie, I found that this kid was probably my favorite character. He had some of the funniest lines in the movie, the ones that made me laugh at least. You know, drifter movies that are road trips across America, they tend to either praise America for its wide expansiveness, for its commercialism, for the freedom of the open road, or they tend to go in the opposite direction where people are totally alienated, totally lonely. The vast expanses of America are actually alienating. Paris, Texas is really on the edge between those two extremes and two more common road trip drifter stories. And that's what I really love about it. As I said, it generates these complex emotions where, yeah, you feel the open freedom of the movie, but you feel the alienation of the characters. And clearly there's been this heavy loss, this horrific circumstance somewhere 4 years ago that made Travis leave his son behind, and made the mother leave the son behind as well. Why is this family broken apart? heart? Why does this kid have to be raised by his aunt and uncle? The movie leaves you guessing for a while, but you will find out in the end. And I think this ending is just as complex as the rest of the movie. It's happy, but it's not happy. And so that's what I think great movies like Paris, Texas do. They show us our complexity, the brokenness and hope of our lives, which are always existing at the same time. We always have to deal with our brokenness, and Paris, Texas is really telling us that, especially not just with ourselves, but in the mess in the relationships that we create. There's some great acting here, especially at the end. Love Harry Dean Stanton. My one nitpick with this movie, it could be maybe 10 minutes shorter. I think the 10 minutes might be cut out of the opening, say, hour of the movie. And another nitpick, I don't think Harry Dean Stanton in real life could ever get a woman like Natassha Kinski. Oh, sure, it is possible, but he's got to be a very persuasive alpha male in order to do so. And the character of Travis clearly is not that. It does stretch my belief to think that Harry Dean Stanton could pair up with Natassha Kinski. But whatever, that's movie magic. So if you want to get lost in 2.5 hours of a heartbreaker, watch Paris, Texas. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more great recommendations, content, ways to watch movies. You'll, I think, learn a lot about how to watch movies. Interact with me and leave me a comment. I greatly appreciate that too. Thank you and have a great day.